One abandoned American junkyard contained items so unusual that workers could not believe their eyes. From forgotten toys to vintage appliances, each discovery tells a story lost to time. And the items on this list get stranger and more valuable as we go. Stay tuned, because the last few finds will shock you beyond imagination. Number 1. In an Ohio junkyard, workers uncovered a crate filled with antique phonographs, their wooden cases cracked and records scratched by time. No collector or museum ever claimed them. How carefully crafted music players ended up abandoned remains puzzling, raising questions about forgotten estates or closed factories without records now. Number 2. A New York junkyard revealed rows of vintage typewriters from the early 20th century, dusty yet fully intact. No office, writer, or collector stepped forward to claim them. How reliable machines built for decades of use were abandoned raises questions about sudden upgrades or storage mistakes made during rapid modernization era. Number 3. In Michigan, workers discovered stacks of old film reels sealed in rusted containers. Their labels faded beyond recognition. No studio or archive claimed ownership. How pieces of possible cinematic history were left to decay among scrap metal sparks. Questions about lost projects, forgotten recordings, or footage dismissed and ignored today. Number 4. A California junkyard contained hundreds of unopened board games, stacked inside warped cardboard boxes, many still sealed from the 1970s. No toy company or collector ever claimed them. Why entertainment products meant for families were abandoned raises questions about overproduction, failed distribution, or warehouses cleared without records. Number 5. In Texas, workers uncovered rows of vintage leather suitcases and metal travel trunks piled beneath rusted beams. None were claimed by airlines, hotels, or collectors. How travel gear once carried across countries ended up discarded among scrap raises questions about forgotten shipments, closed businesses, or personal belongings abandoned without explanation. Number 6. A Florida junkyard revealed dozens of bicycles stacked inside a collapsed storage shed, many rusted, yet still structurally intact. No retailer or collector claimed ownership. How carefully manufactured bikes were left to decay among scrap metal raises questions about unsold inventory, forgotten storage contracts, or abandoned personal collections. Number 7. A Pennsylvania junkyard revealed stacks of heavy mechanical cash registers, their metal bodies worn but intact. No store owner or collector ever claimed them. Why devices once trusted to handle daily transactions were discarded raises questions about sudden business closures, outdated technology, or equipment removed during rapid retail changes. Number 8. In Illinois, workers uncovered crates of porcelain kitchenware, including plates and teapots, most unbroken despite years of neglect. No household or retailer claimed them. How fragile items once used daily ended up abandoned among scrap raises. Questions about forgotten storage units, canceled shipments, or private collections quietly discarded. Number 9. A New Jersey junkyard exposed rows of vintage sewing machines stacked inside a rusted trailer, still operational despite heavy dust. No manufacturer or collector claimed them. Why machines built for skilled labor were abandoned raises questions about closed workshops, outdated inventory, or personal tools left behind without records. Number 10. In Oregon, workers discovered crates of vintage alarm clocks piled beneath twisted metal sheets, many still ticking but showing incorrect times. No retailer or owner claimed them. How precision devices meant to measure time were abandoned raises. Questions about discontinued designs, unsold inventory, or personal belongings discarded without concern. Number 11. A Michigan junkyard revealed crates of vintage cameras, including early film models and instant cameras, many still intact. No photographer or shop claimed them. How devices built to preserve memories were abandoned among scrap raises questions about rapid technological shifts, failed businesses, or forgotten personal collections left behind. Number 12. A California junkyard contained dozens of rotary and push-button telephones stacked inside metal bins, all dusty but intact. No business or collector ever claimed them. How communication devices once essential for households and offices were abandoned raises questions about obsolete technology, surplus stock, or forgotten personal collections. Number 13. In New York, workers uncovered piles of typewriter ribbons still sealed in original boxes from decades ago. No office or collector claimed them. How simple office supplies ended up forgotten in a junkyard raises questions about overstock, discontinued inventory, or supplies once valued that were quietly discarded and left behind. Number 14. A Texas junkyard revealed crates of old lanterns, including kerosene and early electric models, stacked among scrap metal. No collector or business claimed them. How lighting devices once used to illuminate homes and workshops were abandoned raises questions about obsolete stock, discontinued designs, or personal collections quietly left behind. Number 15. In Florida, workers discovered stacks of vintage record players and vinyl records, some scratched, but many intact. No collector or store claimed them. How music equipment once meant to bring joy was abandoned raises questions about outdated technology, unsold inventory, or private collections forgotten over decades in storage. Number 16. A Pennsylvania junkyard revealed a warehouse filled with vintage bicycles, tricycles, and scooters, some rusted but mostly intact. No store or collector claimed them. How carefully built recreational items were abandoned raises questions about unsold inventory, outdated models, or personal belongings forgotten and left behind over decades. Number 17. In New Jersey, workers uncovered dozens of metal filing cabinets, some drawers stuck or missing, stacked in a rusted shed. No business or collector claimed them. How functional office furniture ended up abandoned raises questions about outdated equipment, company closures, or personal collections quietly discarded over time. Number 18. In Michigan, a junkyard contained crates of vintage radios, tube and transistor models, all dusty but intact. No store or collector claimed them. How communication devices once relied upon for information were abandoned raises questions about obsolete technology, unsold inventory, or personal collections quietly left behind and forgotten over decades. Number 19. A California junkyard revealed piles of old bicycles with attached baskets and frames intact, stacked in rusted containers. No retailer or collector claimed them. How functional recreational vehicles were abandoned raises questions about unsold inventory, business closures, or personal items discarded and left to decay quietly over decades. Number 20. In New York, workers discovered crates of vintage cameras and lenses, some film, and some early digital prototypes, stacked and dusty. No photographer or store claimed them. How technology once prized for capturing memories was abandoned raises questions about discontinued designs, overstock, or forgotten personal collections left behind. Number 21. A Texas junkyard revealed crates of vintage toys, including action figures and board games from the 1970s. No store or collector claimed them. How objects once meant for play were abandoned raises questions about unsold stock, discontinued lines, or personal collections quietly discarded over decades without explanation. Number 22. In Florida, a junkyard revealed dozens of old camping gear, including tents, lanterns, and cookware still boxed. No retailer or outdoor enthusiast claimed them. How functional supplies meant for adventure were abandoned raises questions about overstock, discontinued products, or personal collections quietly left behind among scrap metal. Number 23. In Michigan, workers discovered a warehouse filled with vintage kitchen appliances, mixers, toasters, and blenders intact. No store or collector claimed them. How essential household tools ended up abandoned raises questions about overproduction, outdated equipment, or personal collections quietly discarded without explanation over decades. Number 24. A California junkyard contained stacks of old school desks and chalkboards, many still intact. No school claimed them. How classroom furniture meant for education ended up abandoned raises questions about upgrades, school closures, or unused supplies quietly discarded and left behind to decay in scrap metal over decades. Number 25. In New York, workers uncovered crates of vintage musical instruments, including guitars, trumpets, and drums, some playable but dusty. No musician or store claimed them. How instruments meant to create music were abandoned raises questions about overstock, business closures, or personal collections forgotten and left behind in scrap. Number 26. A Pennsylvania junkyard revealed crates of vintage sporting equipment, including baseball gloves, bats, and hockey sticks, some dusty but mostly intact. No store or collector claimed them. How functional gear meant for games was abandoned raises questions about overproduction, discontinued items, or personal collections quietly left behind among scrap metal. Number 27. In Texas, workers uncovered stacks of old metal signage, some advertising stores and products from decades ago. No company claimed them. How commercial artifacts ended up abandoned in scrap metal raises questions about overproduction, business closures, or personal collections quietly discarded and left to decay over time. Number 28. In Michigan, workers discovered crates of old sewing machines and accessories, some vintage and still functional. No business or collector claimed them. How essential tools for creating garments were abandoned raises questions about closed workshops, outdated inventory, or personal collections forgotten and quietly left behind among scrap metal. Number 29. A California junkyard contained crates of antique clocks and watches, some with intricate mechanisms intact. No retailer or collector claimed them. How precise timepieces used to measure daily life ended up abandoned raises. Questions about overstock, discontinued technology, or personal collections quietly left behind and forgotten over decades. Number 30. In New York, workers uncovered crates of vintage kitchenware, including enamel pots, pans, and utensils, most intact and dusty. No store or collector claimed them. How functional cooking tools ended up abandoned raises. Questions about unsold stock, outdated production, or personal collections quietly discarded and forgotten in the chaos of scrap metal over decades. Number 31. In Florida, a junkyard revealed crates of vintage board games still in original boxes, some from the 1970s. No store or collector claimed them. How recreational items meant for entertainment ended up abandoned raises questions about unsold stock, discontinued lines, or personal collections quietly discarded over decades. Number 32. A Michigan junkyard revealed crates of old luggage and trunks, leather and metal, intact but dusty. No airline or collector claimed them. How travel gear once essential for journeys ended up abandoned raises. Questions about obsolete equipment, unsold stock, or personal belongings quietly forgotten in storage and left behind among scrap. Number 33. In California, workers uncovered a warehouse filled with old cameras, lenses, and tripods, some from professional studios. No photographer claimed them. How once valuable equipment meant to capture memories ended up abandoned raises, questions about discontinued technology, overstock, or forgotten personal collections quietly left behind over decades. Number 34. A Texas junkyard contained crates of vintage toys, dolls, and action figures, many unopened and still in original packaging. No store or collector claimed them. How playthings meant for children were abandoned raises. Questions about overproduction, discontinued lines, or personal collections quietly left behind and forgotten over decades in storage and scrap. Number 35. In New York, workers discovered stacks of old office supplies including typewriters, ledgers, and calculators, some functional but dusty. No business or collector claimed them. How items meant for daily work ended up abandoned raises, questions about office upgrades, outdated stock, or personal collections quietly forgotten and left behind in junkyards. So you have to it. Abandoned junkyards are more than piles of scrap. They are time capsules filled with forgotten treasures, from toys and tools to musical instruments. Which discovery amazed you the most? Comment below and let us know. And if you want to uncover even more unbelievable finds, subscribe now because the next video will be even crazier.